And where are we all from today? Where are we from down here, folks? We travelled local. Oxford. Not sure about that one. Where are we from in the middle, guys? Local London. Beautiful. Where are we from in the back, guys? China. Beautiful. And is this everyone's first time punting in Cambridge today? Yeah. Not your first time? Is it your first time, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, my first time too. Now, punting has been around for about 3,000 years now, and historically, in the Victorian era, it used to be a middle and upper class activity. So, right here, you guys made it. But punting on the Scenic River first came about due to trade. See, this river has got great connections to the Aqua Springs and Deptford. It also flows into the Great River Roos by Ely. And so because of these connections, this area became very highly populated and people quickly wanted to establish a place of education. Now, Cambridge University was founded in 1209, but it's not the oldest university here in England. Can anyone take a lucky guess on what the oldest is? Oxford. Oxford is the oldest, I swear. Now, Oxford was founded in 1096, and I'm sure you guys are aware, there has been a huge rivalry between Cambridge and Oxford. Essentially, Oxford thinks they're better than Cambridge, and Cambridge thinks they're better than Oxford. Now, personally, I don't see them, so I don't really care. But the reason that Oxford thinks they're so much better than Cambridge is because Oxford helped to found Cambridge in 1209. See, the story goes, two Oxford scholars, they were accused of murder. Now, they were able to get away with this crime at the time because of the type of law in place called canon law, which was observed by the clergy, and the priests had authority over that. Now, in canon law, it was widely accepted to be able to pay for your sins with actual money. And so in this way, the two scholars, they paid the priest and got away with the murder. Now, this angered a lot of the townsfolk in Oxford, and so they took the matters of the law into their own hands. And what they started doing is they started hanging Oxford scholars all throughout the city. And the scholars, understandably scared for their lives, they started fleeing Oxford and following one particular man called John Grim. Cambridge, and he brought all the scholars here, hoping to re-establish a place of education. And so they first settled in this old Augustinian monks' hostel, and we're in the grounds of that hostel right now. This is what we know as John's College today. Founded in 1511 by Lady Margaret. And she was a very important woman, though. She was King Henry VII's mother. That means her King Henry's grandmother. Now, she unfortunately passed away before the college founded in 1511. Also, you'll come to notice quite shortly, that is the lowest bridge on the river. So us punters very famously nicknamed it the Punting Bridge. accommodation for the college, but it has no kitchen. It has no cooking spaces, so it leads into the dining hall over here. Now the news court is very famously includes a wedding cake building. Like I said, folks, this is student accommodation for the college over to my right. It's not too shabby for freshly 18. Tower, there's an empty circle with nothing in it. Now this is where a clock was supposed to go, but it's not there. Now this was said it was done in memory of Thomas Rickman, one of the architects on the new court who died before construction could be completed. But in reality, folks, it was for a much simpler reason. See, their card got declined at B&M. They couldn't afford a clock, which was rather unusual at the time, since St. John's was one of the wealthiest colleges back then. In fact, today it's the second wealthiest. The college is only ever upstate in wealth by its long-standing rival, Trinity College, over here to the left. Now this is the richest college at Cambridge, and so rich it was founded by King Henry VIII, and he founded it in 1542 report to the Catholic Church. See, at the time, the king wanted to divorce wife number 1, Catherine of Aragon, because she couldn't produce him a surviving male heir. And so the king went to the church and said, I want to divorce my wife. The church said no, and so this made him want to break away from the Catholic Church, creating the Church of England into the Church of Law. Now by this point, the king wanted to go around and destroy and dissolve everything that was Catholic, including the Oxford colleges. But he was also on wife number 6 by this point, Catherine Parr, and she had actually convinced him, instead of destroying all the colleges, he should build a super college, if you will, filled with educated members of the clergy that were loyal to him and followed his rule. And so Trinity was born. And so you can think of Trinity as the result of a very expensive campus. Now nevertheless, the king still did go around and destroy and dissolve lots of other Catholic institutions around the country. And he used the money from that and placed it into Trinity College, which is why today the richest college at Cambridge with a net worth of £2.4 billion. In fact, it's so rich, it is one of the largest landowners in the country. It owns the land under the O2 Arena in London. It's actually hypothesised you can walk on land just owned by Trinity from here to Oxford. It also has a wine cellar worth up to £1.6 million, which I wouldn't mind getting my hands onto.
पर यहाँ के लोगों को ये थोड़ा नहीं है ना।
Thank you so much for one experience of everything.
Next we are stepping into the oldest college on the river, all around us. This is Clare College, founded in 1338 by Lady Elizabeth de Clare. Now originally was founded by a man called Richard de very bad with money and quickly went broke and couldn't afford to keep running. And so a lady had to come in to save the day. Lady Elizabeth de Clare. Now she was one of the wealthiest women back then. In fact, she was so wealthy she was married 3 times, and all 3 of her husbands died by the time she was 26, which is pretty good work if you ask me. And so she thought she was rather cursed and take money into this college as an act of penance.